Right along. I know I just told you that I believe that life exists, but my belief isn't the be all end all of reality. Unlike the left probably believes, I know myself to be a fool rather than thinking I'm a wise man. I'm quick to admit when there's a possibility that I could be wrong, and this is a possibility where I could be wrong. We get this Fermi paradox in the Drake equation that try and explain where all the aliens might be, if there's aliens out there, why we haven't seen them, because with the amount of like planets we see, we should be running into new aliens like all the fucking time, and we're not, or we don't, or at least we don't know if we do. Well, we'll get into that too later this podcast, but we may be alone. Uh, there is a possibility that all this exists for us. There is a common sci-fi um, universe story elements where humanity moves out into an empty universe and takes control of several planets and spreads out. But you never, until we move out and find out, we won't know, or aliens come in and show us that they exist. We really don't know. I can't believe that whatever the creation, created or otherwise, that we're the first and we're the only one. But I don't know. We'll see what we will see. The Fermi Paradox and Drake equation. Where are all the aliens? Step outside on a clear night and gaze up at the night sky. Depending on the sky conditions where you live, you may see as many as 2,000 stars. And these are the lights of a dying star, like finally reaching Earth. So, like, if you were on another planet and you looked at Earth's light, you'd probably see dinosaurs. It is what it is, though. It would take a while. Like the light reaching you would probably be dinosaurs, and it would take a while for that to filter into us. Because they would see us as long since dead. That's just a tiny fraction of the Milky Way galaxy, which may be between 100 billion and 1 trillion stars. Most of those stars host exoplanets, and we're already zeroed in on a few that may be Earth-like. Fucking, that's just in this small sector alone. Like how much planets and stars and stuff there is. There has to be life out there somewhere. There has to be, but I digress. So where are all the aliens? This is a key question in the field of SETI, the search for extraterrestrial intelligence. While SETI includes everything from listening to radio signals to examining odd fluctuations in starlight, theoretical work in the field has been dominated by two key concepts, the Fermi Paradox and the Drake equation. The Fermi Paradox ponders why Earth has not been visited by aliens, while the Drake equation tries to estimate the number of intelligent civilizations in our galaxy. Both concepts involve a lot of uncertainty because when it comes to extraterrestrial life, there's a lot we don't know. Like the ancient aliens is completely designed around them. We've already been visited, so just tossing that out there as an example. These are tools are foundational in the sense that they were made towards the beginning of the field, and they are rather profound, but not foundational in the way, say, Newton's laws are, said Jason Wright, a SETI researcher in Penn State University. Yeah, because we really don't know. We're just trying to, like, come up with logical hypothesizes that, like, until we move into space, we can't truly test. So, or in alien shows, we can't truly test. I mean, that's just the reality of this type of subject. What is the Fermi Paradox? The Fermi Paradox, named after Enrico Fermi, a scientist best known for overseeing construction of the world's first nuclear reactor and using it to conduct the first controlled nuclear reaction in 1942. During a 1950 visit to the Los Alamos National Laboratory in New Mexico, Fermi and some colleagues were discussing extraterrestrials and interstellar travel over lunch in conjunction with a cartoon from the New Yorker showing aliens stealing New York City trash cans. Why would they need to steal our trash cans? They could probably. Anyway, I digress. They probably have technology that could like recycle garbage into energy and use it for whatever they want, like Star Trek. But it is what it is. As the story goes, Fermi famously asked, "Where is everybody?" Three people were a part of the discussion. Later reported that Fermi was specially talked about interstellar travel. If aliens existed and are capable of flying between the stars, then they should have visited us already. Fermi never published any work on his off-cuff remark and died just 4 years later. However, the question lived on and became known as the Fermi Paradox. I guess that's not the only thing. We get the opposite to the Fermi paradox. As I thought this was going to be. I didn't realize this was also on the Drake equation, but we could cover that too. Best to get both sides. So that's the Fermi paradox that tries to explain why we don't see aliens, that there aren't aliens because we would see aliens. And then there's the Drake equation, is named after Frank Drake, an astronomer in 1960 who led the first official search for extraterrestrial radio signals at a national radio astronomy observation in Greenbank, West Virginia. During a follow-up meeting within a separate group of thinkers, the Green Bank in 1961, that included Planetary Society co-founder Carl Sagan, Drake introduced a formula that could conceivably calculate the number of civilizations currently transmitted signals in the Milky Way, N equals R times XFP times NE times F1 times FL times FC times L, and the number of civilizations currently transmitting signals depending on 7 factors. R dot is the yearly formation rate of stars, hospital planets to where life could develop, is a fraction of those stars of planets. These are the breakdowns of. I'm not going to read over it, but there's the breakdown of the what things stand for. The Drake equation goes in order from the easiest to hardest, said Caitlin Rasmussen, an astrophysicist at the University of Michigan, where variables like L remain purely speculative. Scientists can now answer with some certainty things like average star formation rates in the Milky Way and the fraction of stars within planets. Although some researchers have tied the estimate number of habitable planets using statistics, Rasmussen is hoping that upcoming generations of large telescopes will allow us to peer into the atmospheres of Earth-sized planets, giving us a better estimate of the number of planets per solar system with conditions suitable for life. Well, suitable for life as we know it, because water is corrosive. Oxygen is combustible, highly combustible, probably the most combustible. So, like, scientifically speaking, if you're an outside observer, not living in this environment, looking at the basic elements that, as we understand them, of the universe, this is a pretty fucking toxic paradise. So, like, I'm just gonna throw that out there. There might be other types of life out there. There might not be, but it is what it is, and we forgot to change the title for this, so we're gonna throw that up there now. And we may be alone. The Fermi Paradox might be right. We might be alone in the universe, and since we can't really do adequate calculations with the Drake equation, I mean that's how we currently sit right now. We just don't know. We have to get out there to figure it out. I'm just fucking saying. Thank you for checking out this clip of my Thought of the Day podcast. You can catch this podcast every Tuesday through Friday at that'sonpoint.info by 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because that's how winning is done. New clips go out daily, and we can't do this without you, so we appreciate your support. With that being said, consider joining for $5 a month, and you get early access to the uncensored version of this, early access to our weekly That's On Point podcast, and access to exclusive content only for members. All the money that we receive is going to go funnel back into this to hire more journalists and do more things for you guys, because that's how winning is done. It really is. We got a merch store and stuff. You can help there, and if you can't help via money, you can always just leave a comment, and share this out there, because that helps us more than you can immensely know. That's the best way to help. Just leave a comment, and share. And if you're listening to us, leave a review. Leave a good review. Help us boost us in the podcast ratings and get us up there, because that's how winning is done. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.